The retail sector is in focus this week as earnings season rolls on. NYSE listed industry giants like Home Depot and Target are among those to already release their quarterly figures, with Walmart on deck tomorrow. Here to break this all down and also talk some fashion is Marie Driscoll, adjunct professor at the New School and a Rethink Retail advisor. Marie, welcome to NYSE Live.
Thank you, Ashley. So nice to be here with you.
So we are in the thick of earnings season. Retail earnings are rolling out. This morning we had TJX, Lowe's, Home Depot released yesterday. What are some takeaways so far from retail earnings?
Yes, the consumer is hanging in there. I mean, both Home Depot and Lowe's have the consumer and they have a pro business. Both are holding up. I think we saw at Lowe's traffic may be down a little, but average ticket is up. And they, in fact, they beat expectations and they increased guidance. Yesterday with Home Depot, major numbers, their comps are positive, and they, in fact, they did a little weaker than expected, but what we're seeing is month to month improvements, consecutive improvement through the quarter. They maintained their guidance, so that's a real plus. What we're seeing is the big projects people are holding off on, probably because they're waiting for lower interest rates. Also, you know, Home Depot is tied to the housing market, and the housing market has been somewhat stagnant for the last few years with higher mortgage rates and higher interest rates. So all that ties into, you know, the Fed funds, and the expectation is as those rates come down, mortgage rates get lower, and you could really see great earnings, great traffic, great business at Lowe's and at Home Depot. But for now, they're really holding their own.
And what does that say about consumer spending? What does that say about the consumer?
So the consumer may have slowed down in April with a little bit of fear entering the market about tariffs. The tariff situation, it's still somewhat unquantified, but the consumer started spending in May, June, and July. In fact, we think that they probably pulled into the second quarter, excuse me, some of what might fall into August and September, the back to school. Back to school is, you've got to spend on back to school. There's no two ways about it. And so we think retailers like Target, TJ Maxx, and Walmart benefited from the consumer buying a little bit early. In fact, Prosper, which does the data for the NRF, the National Retail Federation, came out with a data point that by July, 33% of people still had not shopped for back to school, versus a year ago, 45% hadn't. So a lot of people have already done their back to school shopping, or some of it at any rate.
And you mentioned Walmart. They are set to report tomorrow. Anything we should be looking at for that?
You know, Walmart is so exciting. It's like Walmart has benefited from, they came out with a new advertising program in June. Walmart, who knew? They are attracting a higher end, a middle income consumer, and it's been sticky. They have a private brand focus on fashion, which is really drawing younger consumers in, some of the consumers that come to my class at the New School, as well as people like yourself and myself. They are attracting, they are capturing share of household incomes with 150,000 income annually.
Any emerging, developing trends that we're seeing across the retail sector?
So one thing is these bag charms, Labubu, right? So here's one. This I bought 2 years ago, and this is a Carina Herrera lipstick. And it's sustainable. You can change it. It has bag charms. This is another bag charm from Coach, owned by Tapestry. And this one, really my favorite, and I don't even know where I got it. I think it was Swarovski. But everybody's doing bag charms. Balenciaga has a bag charm for for $1,200. Tapestry has many for under $95. Ralph Lauren has a little bag charm that's a copy of their handbag. Some of the bag charms are functional, like the lipstick. They have little zippers where you could put $1, some change.
Ari, and why do you think people are willing to spend, this amount of money on a bag charm?
They're emotional. It's a way to engage with the brand at a lower price point. So Carolina Herrera dresses for $3,000, a bag charm for $150. Coach, a bag charm for $95 versus the bag at $695. Last week on Tapestry's earnings call, they discussed, the charm economy and how really it's driving the consumer back to the store, creating that emotional connection. And when she or he is there, they're looking at other items as well. So it's a real win.
Thank you, Marie Driscoll, adjunct professor at the New School and Rethink Retail Advisor. Thank you so much for joining us at the New York Stock Exchange.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.